Welcome to Ringside Riffs by Cortes. Today, we're jumping into what's going to happen in the draft. Yes, it's a bit early, but we're heading into the draft with anticipation. Why? Because of all the developmental stars that we are seeing all around NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. We are seeing a new generation of WWE, and what does that bring to us? A new talent pool, and this might be the most interesting draft out of them all. Now that we know that Cody Rhodes is champion, now that we know that Damian Priest is champion, who will solidify these new brands as Raw and SmackDown? This is not only dire time, but we are going into the new age of also these contracts with televisions, such as Netflix, such as the US network, and other international sources for the WWE. This is an exciting landscape time, and it is time to see what will happen in the WWE. Starting off with the NXT news. If you haven't been keeping up with NXT, things are definitely shifting up. Hopefully, my boy Trick Williams gets called up soon, but so much talent down there that we shouldn't even see it as down there. There is no such thing as down there. They're the same level, and if anything, NXT is just growing and growing, expanding over to Europe and growing over to new leagues, becoming a more international brand that we have known and recognized from the WWE, knowing that NXT keeps on growing, becoming its own legitimate brand. There is no debating on whether or not WWE will continue to go all in on such a developmental process, or actually become more involved and make it its own brand. NXT has been growing as its own thing for over a couple of years, and now expanding internationally. It definitely looks as though this is a growing seed. There have been so much potential gems, international people that have been taking a part of these messages, these storylines, these great opportunities. And if anything, that is the point that we're going to. The more superstars that get added into the WWE, the better it gets. And the better it gets, the more we get to celebrate. Not only that, there might be a discussion whether there now be three big brands making SmackDown, NXT, and Raw. So they want to be competitive with AEW. They want to be competitive with all the pro wrestling organizations. What do they have to do? Continue and develop their NXT branding. Continue and make it a legitimate contender for all other sources of wrestling. Make it a legitimate contender to recognize them house brand names such as the ones that they currently keep building. And not only do they just draft them and vote them and promote them over to Raw or SmackDown, they also establish what they had in NXT for them to continue to grow and continue to expand the NXT brand. This is all exciting news because WWE, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, they're all might be at its highest peaks, and we all know what happens when things get at its highest peaks. It's all downhill from there, but let's hope that it keeps going up because there are new horizons, there are new skylines, there are new potentials because of the new directive. We know that the UFC has always had a lot of money, that the TKO board of directors have always had the money, that the people involved with the WWE have always had the money, but now the roster, the people in the depth charts, the people in the storylines, the things that are happening surrounding the Raw, the superstars and the not superstars yet created, are really creating something special, something that has not been seen in the WWE, bringing back new and old time people to watch the WWE. So WrestleMania plans have been leaked for next year 41, and The Rock has already said a few words stating that he will be in this WrestleMania. He will be coming out. He will be saying, hey, maybe I am still the final boss, and there will be some set words and some set matches. Maybe not a set match, but a set performance. So let's see what happens for WrestleMania 41 as the storylines and the cookbooks are already cooking. So we can only expect to see more development of the Bloodline. Why? Because the Bloodline gets money, the Bloodline gets people over, the Bloodline creates monsters, and it's just a fantastic storyline. We have already seen Tamatunga join in and help out Solo Sikoa. What else is gonna Solo Sikoa do? Is this the time for Solo Sikoa to become champion, or at least start to challenge Roman Reigns? And will that determine why Roman Reigns doesn't get another title shot? Because Solo Sikoa keeps on destroying those chances for him to go against Cody Rhodes, meaning that Cody Rhodes is free to go off against this number one contenders match and all these other sources that are winning, knowing that Kevin Owens is on his way up, knowing that who would be the next person to have a great rivalry. Kevin Owens, a workhorse in the history of the WWE, definitely would deserve this opportunity to keep on getting exposure, to keep on getting that paycheck sent to him, even though he's not a champion, even though he hasn't been able to knock down Logan Paul. So we can only expect to see what is going to happen on these storylines in the upcoming Raw. In the following news, though, we have seen that free agents and other sources such as Eric Rowan are going to be back in the WWE. What can that even mean? Why is Eric Rowan being thrown around in the rumor mill? Why is he being back in the WWE? What could it be? Could it be a tribute to Bray Wyatt? Could it be a tribute to the family? Could it be to help Alexa Bliss keep building her character, as we know that the family had a great association with her? So we can only see what will happen if there is a surprise return of Eric Rowan. It won't be in a Raw or a regular SmackDown. Maybe we might see him in NXT as a new character, or we might see him in a surprise return helping out in association for the next PLE. So let me tell you this. If we expect to see some superstar caliber return, such as Eric Rowan, return for the fame, return for the money, return for the new power, return because he was going into debuts and speculations against Vince McMahon, will he now have a great time in the company just being able to help out? Because there's definitely a superstar roster where he will just be a powerhouse to be able to help out other people that need it. Now, the Bloodline continues to grow. Who will be going against the Bloodline? There has to be something already set out in plan for Survivor Series, stating that the Bloodline keeps growing. That is this the face turn? Will Roman Reigns become a baby face because Solo Sikoa is becoming evil? Because Solo Sikoa is punishing and torturing all his family members, even though he shouldn't. Even though he shouldn't be making a mess out of everything, he is. And is this the time that Roman Reigns goes over? What are the plans for the Bloodline as they continue to evolve and shape around? Is The Rock going to continue to be the final boss in his heel character? Will he now forever be a bad person under our eyes? Because we all know WrestleMania 40 changed a lot of things for all of us. It definitely made impact in how all these characters are being looked at and the shipment of each person. So with that in mind, thank you for watching.